What's up, guys? It's the Ginger
and the Bear.
Y'all, there are some interesting things brewing in the heavyweight division right now.
Curtis Blaydes just knocked out JDS,
which was awesome performance. Yeah. We loved it, guys.
Absolutely.
Leave a like if you predicted that Curtis Blaydes was going to knock out JDS, and leave a dislike if you thought that Junior Dos Santos was going to win.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to dislike.
The heavyweight's in a damn weird spot right now.
There's like 5 interesting competitors right now. Mm-hmm. The thing that pissed me off about this whole entire week is that Curtis Blaydes told Stipe Miocic to defend or vacate. First of all, Curtis did not have no business calling out for the heavyweight fight heavyweight title fight when he has to fucking beat Francis Ngannou in order to get that
or
title shot.
Whoever wins that, right?
Exactly.
And it's kind of getting ridiculous at this point. Like, how much of a streak does Ngannou have to go on at this point to get a title shot?
Yeah, well, a second one, right?
A second one, yeah. But at the same time, though, it's like he's just knocking out all the other contenders.
Right.
I feel like matchmaking at heavyweight is so terrible. They basically, Francis kills off every potential contender.
Yeah.
So there's never a new contender to see against Stipe. And no Ngannou, DC nor Stipe want to fight Ngannou again.
Well, DC never fought Ngannou.
Yeah. Stipe doesn't want to fight him again. DC wants no part of Ngannou.
Well, okay, so I mean, I'll disagree with you right there because I do think that there needs to be the trilogy fight between DC and Stipe. That's just my personal opinion. After that, Ngannou can have whoever. Well, I think it's going to be Stipe, right? So if
he beats
Stipe,
Rosenstreich, that's the big thing,
yeah,
right?
I think that Ngannou has enough to beat Rosenstreich, at least from the performance that we saw against Alistair.
And Rosenstreich's performance.
Yeah. I think that Rosenstreich does not have the chops to be able to beat Ngannou.
Who has very nice technical striking, by the way. He does not. People always talk about his power, which obviously is amazing, but
his technique's amazing.
About the best technical striker at heavyweight that we've ever seen, honestly, and I'm including Overeem in that.
It'll be interesting because I think if Stipe ends up winning, then boom, perfect shot for Ngannou. But if DC ends up winning that trilogy, which it needs to, the rubber match needs to happen.
See, I just don't care about it. I literally don't care about the rubber match at all. DC
they were
can't
such
stop.
Great
DC
fights.
can't. They were, but it feels so stale now. DC can't stop fingering Stipe's eyeball every time they fight, which has led to this extended long layoff from Stipe.
Fair
Stipe
enough.
can't come back for another 6 months because DC kept on fucking him in this, like, it's terrible.
That's fair. But the fights outside of that were amazing.
But right now, heavyweight's on a shelf. Like, nothing can happen at heavyweight because of DC again.
The thing is that Ngannou, the UFC, if I was matchmaking, they run the risk of Ngannou getting butt fucked again by Stipe. That's the only thing that they have going against them.
But that might happen. I mean, that's the thing, though. And I don't think that DC Stipe needs to be for the title for it to still have heat. That's my only opinion. I think DC and Stipe could fight not for the belt, and it could still be awesome. I think DC would take that fight? No, I frankly don't.
Ngannou?
I don't think DC would take that fight.
Gotcha.
Because he's talking about, like, oh, well, if it's not for the heavyweight title, I'm just going to retire.
Yeah, exactly. And for his legacy, I think he does deserve that third match with Stipe. And I think
it was a really good fight.
Both fights were really good fight. They were really, really competitive. I do feel for Ngannou, but at the same time, when you look at Ngannou's overall... there's only 2 guys.
I'd feel like Stipe, I don't think it's a defender vacate scenario, but I do think that there is a precedent. Stipe's already been out a few months. He's going to be out 6 more months, right?
Yeah.
I want to see an interim title. And I want to see an interim title between DC and the winner of Rosenstreich and Ngannou.
I could see that.
That's what I want, because this is just my point, though. I find it immensely frustrating when a division, especially at heavyweight, which has a history, especially during Cain Velasquez's reign, of having like an inactive champion holding the division hostage and only fighting the same 2 guys over and over and over again. I want to see activity. Yeah. I don't want the heavyweight division to just be on pause, essentially, when you have, like, DC's an amazing fighter.
Right.
He's up there. Like, he is an all-time great, even though he's not the all-time great. You have Ngannou, who is just an amazingly compelling fighter to watch. And it's no fun having him in this weird no man's land in purgatory. So I think Rosenstreich for Ngannou versus Ngannou sets up an interim title fight against DC perfectly.
But
if DC wins that, boom, I am so hyped for the rematch. If Ngannou or Rosenstreich wins it, let's say Ngannou versus DC happens. Ngannou beats DC, boom, he's beaten a wrestler. Now we can get excited about his chances against Stipe.
That's fair. That's fair. I think because DC is on the precipice of retiring, it just further delays his retirement.
But getting an interim heavyweight belt again does still add to his legacy. Like if he gets that, because my thing is, it's not delaying his retirement. If he fought, let's say in 2 months right now, he would still be ready to fight again by the time Stipe's back, barring a major injury.
So say Ngannou knocks out Rosenstreich in 2 seconds, right? He's ready to go. He's ready to fight DC. First of all, I think DC waits. I think that's the most likely scenario. But if DC wins, the hype for the rematch with Stipe,
it would be insane.
Well, I don't know, because DC's not gonna fucking knock out Ngannou. If he did, I would be over the moon hyped. I'd be like, holy shit.
Well, even if
what he's gonna do is he's gonna wrestle him and he's gonna beat him down to the ground. And then nobody likes that. Right? I mean, I like it. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
I don't know, man. I still feel like people would be hyped.
I don't think so.
It would be hyped. But the thing is, though, you can't just put the division on ice for 6 months.
Sure you can.
No, you can't. It's been on ice for 6 months.
It's literally happened in so many divisions, though.
But I'm saying that's awful matchmaking.
It is.
It's terrible. So just set that up. Have Blaydes fight the loser of Blaydes. Or have Blaydes fight the loser of Ngannou versus Rosenstreich. That sets up another contender. Like
that would be 6 months. That would be 6 months. Whoever the loser is.
Yeah, but that's like we're setting this Blaydes versus whoever the winner, the loser is,
DC.
and then Ngannou versus DC. Boom, and then we have a real awesome contender at heavyweight that everyone can be excited for.
Yeah,
you don't think so?
I just don't think it'll happen.
But it should. It should. Heavyweight is the most frustratingly matched-made division in the UFC, and it's so terrible. It's so terrible. None of these guys get on good win streaks. Then when they do have a somewhat of a win streak, because I'd say 3 or 4 fights at heavyweight is like a 7-fight win streak at lower divisions.
And Ngannou does have a pretty.
It's a damn good win streak.
It's only a 3-win streak right now.
But that's a heavyweight. That's insane.
Yeah, but Stipe and DC literally beat Stipe, and then like Stipe's the best heavyweight of all time.
Right.
Like I fuck Cain Velasquez. my freaking ass. He's not as good as Stipe.
The only other arguable contender is Emelianenko, in my opinion.
Sure.
But that's hard. That's just really hard because it's more about like strength of schedule and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, of course. But DC literally beat the greatest heavyweight of all time
and knocked him out.
And then Stipe then fucked DC up.
And so, a comeback performance.
I do not care if I have to wait a year for DC not to retire and then have that matchup for my sanity.
Right, but then you can't. But then what do you do with the division, bro? That's the problem. The UFC, I think, since the WME bought it out, they keep on setting up these matchups that are good in the short term, but not good in the long term. Because right now it's like, okay, well then what do we do with Francis? Do we just keep having him fight? Because eventually in the UFC, you fight enough top 5 guys, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
So do you just keep on having him fight guys, and at heavyweight, oh well, he gets chinned, boom, Ngannou hype train gone. Like, how do you build these fighters to a title shot when no one can get a title shot for 8 months?
Nobody can beat Ngannou in the top 10.
It's heavyweight.
Except Curtis.
Anybody can beat somebody in the top 10.
And Curtis got knocked out twice.
Bro, it's heavyweight though. That's the problem.
He has the reach. He has the power.
But it doesn't. It's heavyweight. How many times, have we seen somebody in heavyweight just get chinned? It happens all the time. Better strikers lose consistently at heavyweight.
Like Alistair. Alistair's supposedly a better striker
than a lot of the guys he fights.
Than Ngannou?
I'm not saying he's better than Ngannou. I'm just saying Alistair's a better striker than a lot of the guys that knock him out. I'm just saying, like,
fair enough.
And so that's my only point. Is it makes the whole division and what should be the marquee division of the UFC. It makes every fight that happens in the division so much less exciting if there's no trajectory and no clear path for those fighters to be going towards. So that's why I would like to see an interim belt. Okay. I would like to see something. Like if there's no heavyweight fight for the belt for a year, it feels so stale, doesn't it?
Fair enough. I can agree to that, but I don't want to interrupt that. I want to see DC versus Stipe number 3.
That being said, guys, let us know in the comments down below what you guys would like to see. Do you want to see an interim heavyweight belt set up? Do you want to see a different matchup that we haven't even talked about?
Yeah.
Or do you want to wait on a stale-ass rematch that was to 2 really good fights, to be fair, but I'm pissed about? So, we'll see you next time, guys. I'm the Ginger.
I'm the Bear.
And this
Take
is
care.
Daily MMA Chant. Whatever. What you have? Bye.